Good evening, people. Good evening, people. It's Leon Street here, and tonight, I have another great marketing training slash live stream that I want to share with you. As always, if you're joining me live, this one is, I'm just trying to remember the title, the most powerful way to use persuasion in your business and your marketing. And I'm going to go into specifics of what I'm talking about in a moment. I do have something that I'm going to share with you on screen as well. As always, if you do have questions, please drop them in the comment below this video if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on YouTube. I love the comments and it gives me the opportunity to help you guys more. So without further ado, I have something to share on the screen. So I will get that loaded up and we'll get started. So if you're curious, every Wednesday, I believe for the past month now, I've been doing these live streams focusing on different topics of marketing. And today is no different. I've got something waiting in the wings, freshly prepared to help you go to the next level, provided I can find the PowerPoint that I want to share with you. So let me get this slideshow. Here we are. So discover the most powerful and believable form of marketing your business. Very simple, yet a lot of people don't use what I'm going to share with you. I've got some examples with you. I've got some really cool examples that I think I'll just dive into, and we're going to do it kind of off the cuff. If you do have any queries or is anything that doesn't make sense or you want to dig a bit deeper in, please just ask me. I'm here to serve you guys. If you're a business owner, coach, consultant, trainer, speaker, somebody who actually has a business and sells services, products, programs, that kind of stuff, this is for you. So finally, if you've joined me live, give me a hashtag live as a comment. Remember, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts as well. I do appreciate it, guys. It helps get the message around on social media, and I do respect and appreciate you guys. So let me get into this. Here is the presentation that I've got for you. First things, just a couple of announcements. In the next, actually by the end of this month, July 31st, I was checking my dates, I'm launching a brand new program called Certainty in Crisis. It's an 8-week coaching program. And if you need help in growing your business in uncertain times, you can book yourself in for a call. There's going to be much more information that I'll be marketing around my profiles and Facebook ads and everywhere else over the next 10 days. Otherwise, go to leonstreet.com/join-CIC, which stands for Certainty in Crisis. So do make sure if you want to grow your business, you check that out. Now, today, the overview. What is it? What am I talking about? Why is it so powerful in your business? And what examples have I got for you? So let's get into it. If you didn't know, guys, it's very simple. The most powerful way to market your business is to use stories. And I'm not going to bore you with, oh, yeah, stories. I've got something special for you, i.e., I'm going to take you through exactly what you need to know. Now, there's a lot of people who understand the concept. It's like people who understand the concept of a marketing funnel, yet so many people don't have a marketing funnel, or people who understand the concept of Facebook ads or YouTube ads or Google ads, but they don't run any ads. So stories are so important, because even if you are not doing any paid advertising, what I'm going to share with you is what you can use to grow your business organically, meaning that you simply put the time in, you don't have to run any ads. But the more of what I'm going to share with you, the more business and opportunities you will have come to you. So one of the main reasons stories are so good is that they are one of the most powerful forms of persuasion known to humans. There's that saying, and you may have heard the saying, facts tell, stories sell. And the reason why stories sell is because stories invoke emotion, stories invoke culture, they invoke so much of what makes us humans in how we communicate with one another. That's why it's in your best interest to use them in your marketing. And there's ways to use stories in short form, longer form, video, many different things. And I'm going to give you some examples in a moment. A quick example would be, so yesterday I was doing sales calls, and I had 2 specific sales calls that I want to share with you guys. So one, was a single parent mother who, over the course of social lockdown, has really struggled. She's dipped into her savings, money is depleting. She needs to find money to pay rent. And now she's had to sign up for universal credit and a few other things to help her. And she's come to me saying, Leon, I really love your message and what you represent. I want some help with launching an online course. So I'm like, okay, great. Tell me about what this course is. So she tells me about the course, and then she gets on to the point where I realize where her kind of downfall has happened up until now. So she shares with me, oh, but I really want to make sure it's professional before I launch it. And I was like, well, what does professional mean? And, why would you wait for that to happen before you launch it? And so she said, well, I want the videos to be really professional and blah, 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 blah. And I said, look, here is your problem and why you're in cash flow difficulty right now. I said, you're waiting for something to be perfect when actually there are people out there who need the information not to be perfect, but to be more powerful, authentic, and filled with the value they need to help them go to the next level. So I said to her, focus all of your efforts not on creating something that's perfect right now, but on creating an offer that people can buy right now. Yeah. And there's a big difference, guys. And so I spoke to her and she was like, wow. She's like, I get what you're saying. And I'm condensing the story, guys. And what I shared with her is that the problem is not that she needs to create something that is perfect or looks amazing, but what she needs to do is to secure cash right now for her and her child so that she can continue to develop the program, the online course that she wants to launch. Because when you launch it, it's not launched as the perfect finished item. Over the course of months and then years, you will perfect it. So whatever you have as version 1 now, just get it out, get the offer out there so people even know that it exists and people can pay you to get that information. So quick story, hopefully that made sense. Now here's the second call that happened with me. The second call was with London's biggest #1 importer and exporter of fresh fruit. Yeah. And I'm speaking to the owner of the company, and whose name is Will. And so we're speaking because they're launching a brand new app, but they know the marketing message they're launching with this app, pretty big project to be honest, is wrong. They know the message is wrong. So I explained to him, and this is where stories and why stories are so powerful. I say to him, this app is amazing, but the reality is that you're going up against people who have been, in the fruit industry for tens of years. Yeah. Like, multiple tens of years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. And therefore, whatever they know the process to be in how this app is, going to save them more time and more money doesn't matter, because what they're used to as a habit is what works now, regardless of how long it takes them. And what I explained to him is that, so what you must do is create a story and a strategy around how people can overcome taking up this new app, how they will use this new app, and how actually it will be more benefit to them, saving time, money, by focusing on the psychological challenges that these people will see the app as. And so when I shared that with him, he was just like, whoa, I've spoken to these big marketing consulting firms, and he says, nobody's actually spoken to me about what you just shared. So the point of what I want to get to, guys, is the more that you get into understanding how to use stories in your business, the more that you will actually sell and connect with your audience. So let me move forward with what I've got for you. So why stories? Telling stories is one of the most powerful means that leaders have to influence, teach, and inspire. Yeah. What makes storytelling so effective for learning? So let me explain. So for starters, storytelling forges connections among people and between people and ideas. Stories convey the culture, history, and values that unite people. So even if you're selling your products and services, you can't just say, hey, buy my program. But if you can wrap stories around why people should buy the program so they convince themselves rather than you saying buy, where you share a story, that's the most powerful thing you can do in your business. So when it comes to our countries, our communities, our families, we understand intuitively that stories we hold in common are an important part of the ties that bind us as human beings. That's why, facts tell, stories sell. And I've got the picture on the screen, and you've probably noticed the books that I'm sharing with you, which are like kids' books. And the reason for that is, and I'm just kind of digressing a little, is that most of us, and I say most because not everybody had this experience, most of us probably had stories shared with us when we were younger, either at school, at home, before bed, and a parent usually would have read a story to us. Now, for me, for instance, with my middle child, my daughter, 7 years old, I read her stories just before she goes to bed. Yeah. And she loves listening to the stories. And the key thing there is that not only do the stories allow a person, a child of 7 years old, to go into this creative wonderland and imagination, it does the very same thing for adults when it comes to marketing your business and getting people to kind of fall in love with some kind of imaginary way that your product or service is going to help them by telling a story, perhaps, that really emotionally hooks people into what it is you have to offer. You see, what I see so often is business owners who are selling per hour services or fixed price services, pushing the product, but there's no story there. There's no meat. There's no nothing. There's no hook. There's no entertainment. There's literally fuck all. And so, like, when you look at it from that perspective, that's why a lot of business owners only like hit or achieve average levels of success. So let me just dig final piece of why stories do matter. This understanding also holds true in the business world, where an organization's stories and the stories its leaders tell, i.e. you, the business owner, help solidify relationships in a way that factual statements encapsulated in bullet points and numbers don't. Hence, facts tell, stories sell. So if you want to do more, i.e., attract more leads, attract more prospects, then your marketing must tell a story. It must have a narrative. And hopefully you're picking up a few things now. And I'm just checking in, guys. Is that making sense so far? Yeah, so everybody's watching. Just remember, do drop me a comment. I appreciate you guys watching. Give me a yes as a comment. I know you're probably like, you find it a bit difficult to type YES. I'm joking, guys. Interact. It's awesome. If you are watching this on the replay, guys, just drop it as well. But I'm going to give you a 3-part structure now that I want to share with you. And the 3-part structure is what will help you to, get more stories out. So here it is. There's a kind of a process or a method that was created by Joseph Campbell, and it's called the hero's journey. And you may or may not have heard of it. I use it in my teachings. I use it with my coaching clients, and I also use it to show people what they need to be aware of when it comes to understanding their journey as a business owner, their clients' journeys as the very people that we're going to help transform as a business owner, as a leader. But also the hero's journey is one of the most powerful ways to tell a story. Now, there's 3 parts to the hero's journey. There's departure, and departure is usually the journey, the compelling reasons or difficult circumstances that start the story, start the journey, start the reasons why something has to change. There's something new to be done. And the second part is the initiation, the test, the transformation, the difficulty, the breakthrough. Yeah. And then the final part is the return, where the results are achieved, the new ways are now taken, and the old ways are kind of, they're dead. And I'm giving you these 3 steps so that you understand that when it comes to storytelling, these are the 3 areas that if you tell stories, and the more you practice it, the more that you do it, the better you'll get. So for instance, if you're doing live streams, if you're creating videos, if you're doing social media posts, all of these types of things, the hero's journey is a great way to kind of step into this place of creating a marketing message that really is much more powerful, that connects you to more people and takes your marketing to that next level. So let me give you some examples, guys. So here are the examples. So hopefully you've seen on the screen. Look at these. These are all right now. These are testimonials. These are screenshots from people who attended my workshops. Yeah. And I'm sharing these with you because look at these. These are examples of screenshots from people who not only is it a story that I can share in terms of what people have experienced where I've delivered my services or products, but actually their comments, their reviews, their testimonials are what tell another story for me. So the first thing I want to say to you guys is, what are you doing? How are you using testimonials to your benefit, because testimonials are a very easy way to tell a story. And if you want to ramp things up to the next level, you can turn a testimonial into a case study. And I want to show you exactly what I mean by that. It's very simple. If somebody has given you a testimonial, well, what was the problem that they had before you received the testimonial? Yeah. What was it that they went through, either learned, or the services that you rendered to them in order for that person to give you the testimonial? Because if you show the problem they had, you then explain the service or the method that they use to get beyond the problem, and then you have a testimonial. In actual fact, you can turn testimonials into mini case studies. And mini case studies are powerful stories that you can share, because it allows prospects or leads or people who do want to work with you to really understand that, here is the true difference that that person has made to that other person, i.e. their client or customer. So, using testimonials is a really powerful way to use stories, guys. It's called social proof, and it's used in many different forms: sales letters, 3-part video series, and so on and so forth. On pages, people leave reviews, and people pay a lot of money even to have review services like Trustpilot and so on. So I would advise you guys to make sure you get testimonials and use them to your advantage. Don't just leave them sitting on a website or just leave them on your LinkedIn profile. Use them in your other marketing material, your other marketing collateral, VSLs, webinars, that type of stuff. So here's another client. I want to share this story with you. This is Stephanie. So before Stephanie came to me, she'd worked 6 months in a business without doing one sale. She was just using her savings. And at the time, she was desperate to really make things and, go to that next level. And so in the end, she was speaking to a friend who referred her to me. And so when I spoke to her, I was like, so tell me what's going on in your business. And she explained, I've set this business up. I haven't done any sales. I'm just eating into my savings, but I really believe that I can take this thing to the next level. So as I'm speaking to her, I say to her, so tell me, what is it that you've tried so far? And so she explains, and I say, right, so here's the problem that you're facing. You're thinking about the service that you want to create, but you're not actually marketing this service and then closing the sale. So when you do have the opportunity, you're not getting people to really get on board and commit to your service. So anyway, I'm speaking to her, and the penny drops, and I say, do you have anybody right now who you're speaking to who would really want to buy from you, Stephanie? And she's like, well, yeah, there's a couple of people that I could turn to. So I then say to her, great, pick up the phone, speak to these people, and let's really dig deeper on what they're after. And so she picks up the phone, she speaks to a few people, a couple of people are bite, allow her to have a follow-up call. She finds herself in a meeting with one of these potential clients, and they say to her, here's what we need. And I simply say to her is, if what they need aligns with what you can deliver, just say, yeah, I can deliver that for you. She does that. Bang, her first sale in 6 months. And as you can see on the screen, her first sale was actually £2,648. At the time, as you can imagine, she was like over the moon. Now, she went from not doing any sales to bang, she got her first sale. Now, here's what I want to share with you guys in this, and this is important. So what I've done there, I've shared the backstory of Stephanie, one of my clients, and I've done it so that you understand the challenge that she was going through. And then you've seen what the process is that she had from me, i.e. The method that was used, me telling her what to do. And then the final part, after the method, was that she was able to close the sale. Yeah, she got the result. So when it comes to stories, think about, the kind of fairy tale stories you either read or you had, you read yourself or were read to you, and think about how they start off. There's some kind of there's a character, i.e. you, or your business. They go through some challenges, and whatever happens in those challenges, eventually the person, the hero, you get beyond those challenges, those circumstances. You come out the other end, and from the journey you have grown. And then the final part, the return, is the result where you have achieved the very thing that you want to do. So what I'm sharing with you is, by you looking at, I guess, the story that I shared with you with the client there, is I'm taking you on that same journey. I'm showing you how Stephanie went from not making sales to understanding what needed to be done to getting the result. Yeah. And this is what you guys have to wrap into your marketing. So let me share another one with you. I'm just going to jump forward because I've got a few on here and I don't want to take all day, guys. So I'm going to skip through. Right. So here's one. Here's a perfect one that I want to share with you guys. This is awesome. So remember, guys, if you're watching this on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. I will come back to all the comments. I will be checking them out and I'll come back. If you got any questions, just drop them in a comment below this video. And I'm going to tell you what the story is behind this picture in a moment, guys, because this one's a really great story. Now, finally, I'm just going to check if there are any comments or anything like that. Here we are. Yep. Right. So I'm just going back, guys. So this story. So you can see there's a picture of me on the screen right now. And that picture is with me and my client Pin. He's one of my high performing clients, as in getting higher results. And Pin, as an example, he's holding 2 awards in his hands. Yeah, 2 amazing awards. The one on the left is the award that he achieved from my company, which is the 6-figure award, where he was able to generate over 100,000 from one of his products or services. And the award that you see him holding on the right is his other 6-figure award from YouTube for achieving 100,000 subscribers to his YouTube channel. Now, when Pin came to me, he was a solopreneur trying to find his way in business, yeah, trying to figure things out. And when he turned to me, he said to me, Leon, I have a vision. You know, I want to turn my business around. I want to go from just being me to having 10 drivers in my business. And I'm like, great. Love the vision. So fast forward 3 years after embarking on that journey, he really doubles down onto where he's going in his business. His business grew. He followed the methods that I shared with him. And at the time, he started to really make some breakthroughs. He took his business from being him to now 10 employees, 10 people in his business. Took his income level up as well, to the point where now he doesn't really have to worry about money. You know, things go to the next level. And now he says to me, Leon, I really want to ramp things up and just go to the next level. So I say to him at the time, right, so what we're going to do is double down on YouTube, double down on all the things that you do. So anyway, fast forward 2 years from that. So that's 5 years into this journey. He's getting more confident about how to market his business, take things to the next level. And his YouTube channel has now grown something like 32,000 subscribers. So just over a year ago, he turns to me and says, Leon, I've really been thinking about launching a course. And it's something he was telling me about for, I don't know, 6 to 12 months. And so finally I say to him, well, why don't you put a date in the calendar and actually do it? So we're in a meeting, coaching session. And he looks a bit startled. And I'm like, yeah, you know, commit to what it is that you want to do. So he's like, okay, let's put a date down. So we put a date down. And the date was simply this, the date to launch his online course. So come July 2019, we launch his online course. Yeah, it's a digital course. It's not the most expensive course. It's a £27 course. We launched the course, and in 11 months, the course has achieved £100,000 in sales, following the method that I take him through and tell him to follow. And his YouTube channel has grown in 9 months from when we started to over 100,000 subscribers. And the final point that I want to share with you in this story is that he followed and did the work. Yeah, he took his business to another revenue stream with his digital course that did over £100,000 on top of his existing business, which was doing extremely well. Took his YouTube channel to the next level, which just exploded his marketing reach and visibility. And you know, there he is standing with 2 awards that he won. So here we go, guys. I've just taken you through another story, but this story is obviously from a client, and this was his success story. So the final point that I want to leave you with, guys, is if you want to go to that next level in your marketing and in your business, you need to tell more stories. And they don't all have to be about your customers. It can be stories about your life, the things that, you know, the reasons why you got into your business, behind the scenes. It could be stories related to your community, to your family, some more personal things. It can be anything that you have something compelling to tell somebody. And sometimes it might not be that compelling, but it gives enough for people to, kind of think, this person is consistent and there's always something about that person. I like him. Yeah. Or I like her. And that's what you've really got to hang on to, guys. It's about consistently showing up and being there so your audience see you. So stories. Now, obviously, I had a few more stories that I've got. I'm not going to dig into all of them. I'm just going to skip through. So final, guys, final announcement. Remember, I am launching a brand new course. It's called Certainty in Crisis. It's an 8-week coaching program. The doors are open now officially. If you want to grow your business in the next 90 days, book in a call to apply for the program. Go to www.leonstreet.com/join-CIC. Just to tell you about the program, guys, it's a full coaching program plus online course. So you have access to resources, different materials, and different ways for me to support you to get results similar to what I shared with you from some of the client stories that I shared. Now, if you're in your business and you're struggling, you're thinking, I want to go to that next level. Everybody online's a scam. This is your opportunity to get in touch with me and to find out more about the actual results that I achieve for my clients, so you can see that I'm actually somebody to trust in, and I have the results and I have the testimonials to show you. And that's one of the biggest things from the clients that I've helped, achieve 6 figures right the way through to 7 figures. If you want to know more, guys, remember, just use that link that you see on the screen, tap it into your browser, select a date and time. Let's have a chat. Finally, guys, if you got any comments, any more questions after seeing what I've shared with you today, drop them in a comment. I will come back to them. I will answer your questions. It's Leon Street on a Wednesday evening here in the UK, Visionary Marketing. I'll be here next Wednesday again, so make sure you tune in. If you want to join me on a Sunday, I'd recommend you to. So Sunday mornings are 8:30 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday in the UK, that is the UK time. So make sure you join me then. I talk more about things to do with life, to do with mindset, to do with what you need within you in order to be a success. So thank you for watching this evening, guys. I hope you have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.